The following is a live copyrighted presentation. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time now for RadioLawTalk.com with your host, Frederick Penny, attorney at law. And now, RadioLawTalk.com.
Good day, good morning, good whatever time you're listening to this show, everybody. My name is Todd Cunin. Welcome to Radio Law Talk. And the first thing you might recognize as you hear my voice is, wait a minute, that's not Fred Penny. Fred Penny.
It's so soothing, though.
Yes, you hear another voice. We're going to get to that in just a second.
In an FM nighttime job kind of way.
Hey, everyone. Welcome to Radio Law Talk. Today we're going to talk about all the things that affect your life from the bench. Yes, I'm Todd Cunin. Behind the glass is the one and only Cal Hunter.
Hello.
Fred Penny and Denise Dirks, both on assignment this week, although I have it on good authority that they will be back next week. And so the question you may have is, good heavens, are we going to have to listen to you and Cal, just the two of you? The answer to that question is no, because seated to my left, coming off the bench, filling in for Denise Dirks and Fred Penny, is none other than Seth Madden. Seth, a recent admittee to the California State Bar, a law school graduate who comes in as a father of 2, 3, and maybe another one on the way children. A man who learned to draft legal briefs by looking at his own underwear until he realized that brief meant something different. We bring you Seth Madden. Seth, welcome to the show.
Thank you. I am way underqualified for that introduction.
Except for the briefs part.
Yes.
He looks at his underwear, writes the brief, and goes, now you tell me.
Now! God!
Well, I'm going to have to let my supervising attorney know that there's a whole lot of work that needs to be reviewed.
Wow, I didn't know that I could cite Fruit of the Loom as legal authority. Wow. Seth Madden, welcome to the show. How are you doing?
I'm amazing, to be honest with you.
Amazing. And what makes it so amazing?
I'm running on about 4.5 hours of sleep.
And that's because...
I think it's every Friday, there's a little town up north of here called Auburn.
Yes.
And Auburn has an event called Fast Fridays.
Uh-huh.
You familiar with that?
I have heard of it, yes.
Okay. Fast Fridays involves motorcycle races. And it's kind of like a dirt mud track. Motorcycles pretty much just go around the track on their side, just full throttle, full bore all the way around. Well, like once a month, they have a special, and it's called Sidecar. And so it's actually motorcycles.
With a sidecar?
With a sidecar.
Nothing dangerous about that.
Oh, no.
I'll show you some pictures on break.
Oh, I've seen the stuff you posted.
But they're literally, so the sidecar guy is like on his side, essentially dragging in the mud with like a brake to try to get the motorcycle to go around the corner.
Now, does the sidecar lean contrary to the turn or into the turn?
It leans, so it's got, the two wheels in line, and it's got one wheel on the outside that's away from the turn, but the guy is leaning into the turn.
Into the turn, okay.
Let me tell you, that's just faith right there.
Yeah, and actually what was pretty cool about it was...
it's just plain dumb, but...
the smell of race fuel burning.
Oh, it does change your view, you're right.
Yeah, and then, of course, all the legal advertisements laying around the track. I thought that was a convenient place for those.
Yeah. Were you injured in an accident? Did you do something stupid?
Had you injured in an accident? We're not surprised.
Yeah, that's definitely an assumption of the risk. I don't know who you would sue.
Wow. Well, Seth, tell us a little bit about yourself. I know folks might have recognized your name in the past as the infamous call screener. You have participated in Radio Law Talk, but now you're in the... like the kid who finally was invited to sit at the adult table at Thanksgiving, you've made it to the show.
The big leagues, man. The big leagues. So originally from Indiana, I moved to,
sorry.
Todd's buzzing us.
I got to make sure that's off. Every time you hear my phone like that, it means somebody got their wings.
Well, we're moving on now to the
Yes.
So I've been all over the place. Indiana, I lived in, I did a little school in Idaho, a little school in Utah, a whole lot of law school in Arizona, and moved up here for a job. Got a wife, 3.5 kids, one on the way, one due in September. 2 boys, 1 girl, and then the one on the way is a girl, so pretty even keeled there. I do personal injury law, so I actually worked under a personal injury attorney for about 2.5 years while studying for the bar and taking the bar. And when I passed, I just kind of assumed the position at the law firm. And
I don't know if I'd put it like that, but
Usually that's the people getting sued. But anyway.
so you do personal injury law,
Yeah.
and you've been doing that about
year and a half.
Year and a half
A little
now?
over a year, yeah.
well, outstanding. Welcome to the show.
Now, Seth, are the cases all called? I mean, how do you come across a personal injury case? Because the old image, which is illegal, by the way, is of lawyers chasing ambulances and dropping cards on people as they're carted off to the hospital, and that's illegal in California to do that.
Right.
So how do you get your cases?
Well, I don't chase the ambulances. I just drive up and down Highway 80 and throw my business cards out on the freeway.
There's no need. right?
Yes. I don't chase the ambulances.
Yeah.
I just pay them off to have them drive through the drive-through at my house.
A lot of it's call in. We do a lot of referral systems. Our website, our social media. Surprisingly, and this is the managing partner of the firm, and this is something Todd and I kind of talked about beforehand, was the what the challenges that we face in the legal system today, or the legal world, I should say, is your online presence. The partner of the firm that I work for now, he said, man, back in the day it was all Yellow Pages. And Yellow Pages are a thing of the past.
Well, the Yellow Pages are now online. Yellow
Yeah.
Pages, I mean, it's the same thing. It's the last point of purchase. People don't understand. Yellow Pages were referred to when the time came to make a buy. You'd go, well, let me look up that plumber. Boom, there it is. But all of the stuff leading up to that decision is the other marketing that you do. Radio,
Yeah.
television, billboards, signs, whatever it is you do, so that when the decision time comes and they see the face online, they go, oh, yeah, I know that guy, right?
Mm-hmm.
And that's kind of how the system works.
And the big difference there, well, the similarity is in the Yellow Pages, you could have the small little tiny ad that was just the little bloop that probably they gave you for free to say
your name and your number.
name
Right,
there.
yeah, right.
And then if you want to take out the full page ad, if you want to have your name, it's always some sort of an attorney or something like that on the back cover of the Yellow Pages. Yeah, you pay through the nose for that. Well, now you talked about you wanted to find a plumber. You had to go and pull out the book and look through it. How's that going to compete with somebody who just picks up their phone and says, hey, Siri, find me plumbers in my area?
Yeah.
And then that comes up. And so what you have now are people that compete for the top ranking. I want Google to put my name before everybody else's.
Sure, because in the Yellow Pages, that only was a fight that was had once a year.
Yes.
Yeah.
Now it's held every day.
It is.
Yeah.
You know those little ads that they have on the side or at the top of Google where it says you'll have, when you bring up you do a query, you bring up the page, you're looking for a lawyer, and the top 3 ads, if you look there, it says ad, and then they get to the search results.
The search is called the snack pack, right?
So,
yeah.
but those ads up there, those people are bidding for position
Top
on
spot.
Google, and they bid by saying, I will pay Google X amount per click. So every time somebody clicks on this ad, I'll pay Google 50 cents, a buck, whatever for these keywords. And it can get kind of expensive. But when we come back, we're going to hop into the time-honored tradition of case or no case. Seth Madden joining us here on Radio Law Talk. Folks, thanks for joining us. Fred and Denise are on assignment. They'll be back next week. But I think, are his points going to go to Fred?
We'll talk about that.
Okay,
We'll
just
give
wanna
him
know.
that. We'll give him that option.
Swing
We'll
and a
give him that
miss.
choice. All right, Radio Law Talk will continue. Reminder that no matter when you're listening to the show now, you can hear Radio Law Talk live every Saturday, 9 to noon, on RadioLawTalk.com.
All advertising for legal services on Radio Law Talk is strictly for the state or states in which the advertiser is licensed. For more information, go to RadioLawTalk.com.
I am Cameron Levitt, Chief Operating Officer of Concussion Medical Clinic. California's first concussion medical clinic is now open. As concussions increase each year, there has never been a greater need for concussion specialists. Our physicians at Concussion Medical Clinic are board certified in pediatric neurology and sports medicine and have partnered with universities, hospitals, and rehab clinics to expedite the recovery process. Simply put, we are elevating the standard of care. When you need an expert concussion opinion or concussion care, visit concussionmedicalclinic.com to schedule your appointment.
Jason Ross back here with Fred Penny, managing attorney from Penny & Associates Injury Lawyers. Now, Fred, what type of cases are you dealing with now, and what sets you apart?
Jason, we help people with all types of personal injury cases. We're former insurance company trial lawyers. We understand the other side, which gives us a distinct advantage over our competition. Remember, we don't get paid unless we win.
That's Penny & Associates Injury Lawyers with locations throughout California. For a free consultation, go to pennylawyers.com or give them a call, 1-800-616-4LAW. That's PENNEY lawyers.com.
This is Denise Dirks. We can represent clients in divorce, legal separation, child and spousal support, custody, termination of parental rights, step-parent adoptions, guardianships, and even conservatorship matters. Call 1-877-886-7186 for a consultation.
The law offices of Denise L. Dirks provide family law services in Northern California. When the law affects your family, call 877-886-7186. The family of attorneys at Denise L. Dirks is here to help.
If you're one of those independent people who wants your own business and you love food service, we just might have a great opportunity for you. Iceberg Drive-Ins. Iceberg is famous for its thick shakes and delicious food. We lend you our supply chain and expertise, and you can potentially have a thriving, successful, fun business that your customers will love. Iceberg Drive-Ins has some prime areas available right now, so if you're interested, get in touch with us right away. Go to icebergdrivein.com and click on the Contact Us button. Iceberg Drive-In, ready to grow with you.
I'm going to Quick Quack Car Wash. Get my car washed, make it quick, quack, pretty, shiny, sexy, just because I want to. Don't drive dirty. Going to get my car suds in the Quick Quack Car Wash. It's the Quick Quack, quickest and the cleanest by far. We're talking 3 skinny minutes sitting right in your car wash. 100 feet of cloth, washing your car at the Quick Quack Car Wash. Any Honda, Mazda, Ford, or Chevy, Sauber, Cadillac, Quick Quack will spruce her up just like that. You'll be happy looking snappy. You'll be glad you was at the Quick Quack Car Wash. Get on the web and go to don'tdrivedirty.com and see where you got your closest Quick Quack in the local area. Get in your car, get in your truck, get on the road, come visit the duck at the
Quick Quack Car Wash, where your car will always leave happy, guaranteed. They take pride in being clean and green by conserving and recycling the water they use, only at the
Quick Quack Car Wash. Quick Quack.
I knew I had a problem, but I didn't know what to do about it.
I tried counting calories, I took pills, eating, and then more eating.
I really wanted to stop, but nothing could make me stop.
At one point, it was so bad that I just felt like giving up.
I felt so alone.
Like nobody else could possibly understand.
We understand. We're Overeaters Anonymous, and we have helped thousands of people just like you. People who want to stop their compulsive eating and start living a healthy, rewarding life.
Overeaters Anonymous helped me get my life back.
Now I eat in a way that's healthy and good for me.
I never realized what I was missing out on.
With OA, I am living again and loving it.
Start living the life you deserve with help from Overeaters Anonymous. Find us on the web at oa.org.
Where's Fred?
This is Radio Law Talk with Frederick Penny.
Yeah, where is Fred? You know, that for the next little bit, we're going to have Radio Law Talk with Fred Penny, and then my voice is going to come on.
Fred?
You know, I can feel the disappointment spreading throughout the country. Cal, what do you have on tap for us for Case or No Case?
Well, you know, I have several things. I'm just wondering if this would be a good time to get the whole party started, and I get the sense that it is, so here we go.
Now it's time to play Case or No Case.
All right, I take you now to London, England. That's right, across the pond here. I'm going to take you to London, England, and let's see if I can People getting a call coming in, so I'll just block the lines for the moment. Caller, please call back after case or no case, because I can't have the phone ringing and do case or no case. It's just too distracting. Okay.
He's definitely not the ventriloquist that can drink water and operate the dummy at the same time.
Begging people to call, and then Cal hangs up on him.
I can, but I'm not going to. So in London, a couple decided to upgrade their condo with a wooden floor. They thought it was lovely. Their neighbors thought it's too noisy. So the neighbors wondered what they might do about it. They went and talked to the folks with the new loud floor, and the neighbors said, it's our condo, and we can put in a new floor if we wish. Deal with it. So the offended neighbors said, no, it's too noisy. So they sought counsel over a wooden floor. And so I ask you, by the way, first off, for whom, Mr. Madden, will you be playing? Would you like your points to go toward Denise Dirks or Fred Penny?
Or Todd Cunin.
Or Todd Cunin, for that matter.
Ensuring, we could work this so that I'll answer one way, you answer the other, and
it's a win-win.
And I come out with points.
Yeah, no, we're not going to do that. But anyway.
What do the points have the opportunity to go back to the house for Cal to distribute as he pleases?
I could do that. Yes, I could absolutely do that. And by the way, the current score. Let me bring up the score sheet here very
I'll
quickly.
need to know that before
As
I decide.
things stand, Fred already has 15 points. Denise has 8. Todd has 12.
Oh, swing with Denise then.
Okay, you're going to go with Denise. All right, very well. And so the question is, I'm going to start with you because you're the new guy on the block today. Is this quibble, kerfluffle over a wooden floor an actual case? And if so, what is the outcome?
Were those English terms?
Yes, quibble and kerfluffle are two. You hear them frequently in London.
It's definitely going to determine the outcome of this.
Yeah. I think they learned that kerfluffle is a legal term, isn't it, Todd? I'm pretty sure. Well, anyway.
Something like that.
Yeah.
I'm going to say that it's a case.
Okay.
And I'm also going to say that they ruled in favor of the neighbors.
So you're saying that the people who complained won?
Yes.
Interesting. Mr. Cunin, what say you?
He says that, interesting, as if, so we're going to talk about this in a little bit about Supreme Court opinions and how lawyers can be wrong, but the way Cal says, interesting, you idiot.
Hey, I'll take it all day long.
Whatever. Okay.
I would never say that. He made it through law school. I barely made it through high school. Come on.
Yes. I never saw a bar I couldn't pass. So.
Excuse me.
All right. So we've got this case coming out of London here, and let's see what we've got. Is they put in the hardwood floors. And the people on the downstairs don't like it, that they've got the hardwood floors in the upstairs. And it's probably enhanced by the fact that they wear wooden shoes as they walk around.
Oh, they're not Dutch. No, they're not Dutch.
All right. No, not Dutch.
No.
Okay, all right. But they got these big bunions, corns on their feet, and they don't clip their toenails at all, and they walk around, and you got all this stuff going on. I'm gonna agree with my with my broadcast partner here for the day that yes, this is a case. And I, just for the sake of variety, no real legal reasoning at all, I'm going to say that the apartment owner that put the hardwood floors in, I realize I'm now doing an accent from a completely different...
Now we've gone to a Cockney sound.
Different portion of across the pond. I'm saying, you can't tell me I can't put in hardwood floors in my house, all right? I'm going to do it. I'm going to walk around. You're not going to complain about it. And I say they win. The homeowner, the condo owner that put in the floors wins. They prevail, and I only say that because if it is they do something they put in and it's a nuisance, that kind of a case is just too benign. So I think that you did it to kind of make it.
Well, I mean, I have some questions about it.
All right,
in doing some research about this, I'm thinking to myself, is there not a castle doctrine in England? What a man does in his own castle is protected. It's his own right to do so. I mean, is there no such thing? Am I missing something?
I believe there's a castle doctrine. See, we built this castle in a swamp.
Oh.
All right? We built it with my own bare hands.
But, I mean, you know what I'm saying. What you do in your own home, you want to have a wooden floor, put in a wooden floor. It's your house. I mean, I don't. But that would be way too easy an answer, wouldn't it?
I agree. I think it would be too easy of an answer. I have to assume that there is some sort of castle doctrine. You can do what you can do. In the United States, I would imagine we have the same thing, unless you live in a community that has a homeowners association, and then you've all given it away.
Condo right there. Okay.
Condo rights. But yes,
okay,
I think that it's a victory for the condo owner.
So let's do this. For those of you who say it is a case, that would be both of you, I say congratulations. You each get a point.
Excellent.
All right, way to go. Now, for those of you who say that the homeowner, the people putting in the wooden floor, prevailed, that would be Todd, right?
Yes.
And the answer there is...
Oh, my gosh.
Yes.
I know.
Yes. Victory lap.
The offending couple could have settled. They could have perhaps installed carpet or maybe put in some soundproofing to mitigate the racket caused by their new wooden floor. But they fought and lost and now have to pay... I'm giving you this in dollars. I went, converted. They now have to pay $135,277.26 in damages and $1,259,630 in legal fees.
$1 million plus in legal fees for a hardwood floor?
Yeah, and I'm not making this
up.
Was
this condo like on the second floor of another condo?
I'm wondering. I don't know. I blew me away when I saw the numbers. That's why I
if they install wood floor upstairs, and we're the ground floor condo and they're the second story condo, I could see, but
I'm just curious about the damages because look, what damages, other than inconvenience and nuisance, it seems like the person that, unless they're calling damages, the cost to replace their own hardwood floors in their own apartment, in their own condo. But wow. Anyway, that's case or no case. We're heading to break. We'll be back after these messages.
Yay.
All advertising for legal services on Radio Law Talk is strictly for the state or states in which the advertiser is licensed. For more information, go to radiolawtalk.com.
Warning, don't let your business get left behind in what is likely to be the biggest economic boom in recent history. If you need to build for your business to grow, call General Steel today for a pre-engineered steel building designed for your needs. No wasted space. Steel prices are expected to rise, but you can still lock in your price on a General Steel building. And you can still save as much as half the cost and time of conventional construction. As much as half. But you must call now. If you need a church building, office, warehouse, manufacturing space, retail space, or more, call General Steel today. You can still get the General's 50-year structural warranty and General Steel quality, all at a price you can afford. So don't let rising steel prices put your project out of reach and stop you from making your company great.
800-617-9312. 800-617-9312. 800-617-9312. That's 800-617-9312.
Know someone with a drinking or drug problem? Learn how to get sober after we share these stories.
I was 35 with two beautiful children when my life and addiction started to spiral out of control. After my divorce, I went into a depression cycle and started drinking more often and using prescription drugs. After my second DWI and arrest, my ex-husband threatened to take our children away from me.
I was 17 when I became addicted to heroin and meth. I thought I could quit on my own, but I couldn't. It hit me when I was arrested.
Get sober now. Your private insurance may cover costs and we'll get you here. It's simple. Just call Elite Rehab Placement right now. Please, don't wait. Your life matters to us. 800-918-1376. 800-918-1376. 800-918-1376. That's 800-918-1376.
Hi. Oh, come on.
You're listening to Radio Law Talk. And now back to the show.
So R. Kelly is a well-known rapper. He's in his mid-50s, kind of known for his escapades with women. He likes the girls. And Todd's got a scenario. He's going to go through kind of what's happened when, but in general, what happened recently is he was arrested in New York City on 13 counts of all types of things, including child pornography charges. And again, these are all allegations. And we repeat this. These are allegations. And don't forget, that's after he's already out on bail for state court in Chicago, where he was being indicted also for some same type of things.
That's right. And, just to piggyback on the state court in Chicago, we've covered the Jussie Smollett case ad nauseum here, a lot with regard to Smollett. And let's remember that the text messages back and forth from the prosecutor, Kim Fox, when she's talking about whether or not to dismiss the case about with Smollett, she references the R. Kelly case. She says, we've got these big rap artists that are with underage kids allegations there. And so that was going on in Chicago at the same time the Smollett case was. But historically, allegations of inappropriate conduct have been dogging R. Kelly throughout his career. In 1994, when he was 27 years old, he married Aaliyah. It's just the single name. He married Aaliyah. They listed on the certificate she was 18, she was 15. Now, neither party admitted that they got married, but the marriage was annulled a few days later. In 2000, there was an investigative report done by the Chicago Sun-Times detailing a lot of the allegations that he had of misconduct against R. Kelly. And in 2001, somebody sent an anonymous tape of R. Kelly engaging in sexual misconduct with a minor, a videotape, sent that to the reporter. The reporter turned it over. That led to charges for which he was ultimately acquitted in 2007, I believe it was.
2007 or 8.
In the interim, in 2001, he gets sued by Tracy Sampson for having intercourse with her when she was 17. He settles that. He was sued in 2002 by Patrice Jones for a similar thing. She was 16 at the time. That settled.
These are all allegations.
These are all allegations, and they settle out of court. In 2002, Montina, an adult dancer, sues him for something similar. That settles out of court. In 2017, he's investigated for some sort of a sex cult. Moving forward to now, that is being investigated, and we get closer to where things are presently. And didn't Michael Avenatti also turn over a tape about him as well?
Yes.
Absolutely.
Let's back up on that.
Yeah.
So what that was is that was two sisters.
Yes.
That the parents, again, I'm not throwing blame. I just want the facts to be laid out there. That brought these two young daughters to an R. Kelly concert because they wanted them to be shown or get publicity, right? So somehow they bring them to R. Kelly and they get to know him and kind of let the girls, and then these two girls move in with R. Kelly, who are now over 18, and apparently are living with them, and he's in love with both of them, he claims, and they have a show on that.
Yes. Now, my point in bringing all of this up is not to say, again, these are allegations that occurred in the past and all that, but when the number of allegations start to stack up against an individual, you have a target on your back from law enforcement that will now investigate even the slightest report that comes their way. But if you have these and the reports come out that you have settled those lawsuits, again, those allegations, then you open yourself up to other people making allegations because, from a certain standpoint, hey, R. Kelly's a guy that'll settle. So if you go and you meet him, that can happen. So you put a target on your back, and that's where R. Kelly stands right now in 2019. Because of the history, he's got this target, and now he's facing charges in New York.
Right. One of the charges is obstruction of justice. And I think, while I have not read the indictment completely, I think it involves him paying off witnesses. And so that they're trying to claim that that's an obstruction of justice type of a part. So we've got here New York, the federal district court in New York. He's got 13 counts, and then he's got another 11 counts in the state court of Illinois. And he's on for a wild ride for a while.
Yeah, the Eastern District of New York charged him with racketeering, kidnapping, forced labor, sexual exploitation of a child. And that's what they're trying to charge him with. And those of you who don't know the whole scenario, jump on YouTube when you get a chance and go ahead and look up his interview on, I can't remember what show it was. Gail. Anyway, one of the.
Is his last name Knight? She's Oprah Winfrey's. King. Thank you.
Gail King. And the
Not
interview
the Knight, but the King.
is just absolutely fascinating to watch how he reacts.
He's like switches in a matter of seconds.
It's just bizarre. And you know what? I have to give kudos to her. She was so calm as a reporter, and he jumped up and started yelling, became almost like overpowering, putting his arms kind of where she was and over, and she just sat there like.
She didn't flinch. I was like really impressed too.
So, general question for both of you, because you practice civil. I know what my answer would be in the criminal realm. All right, you've got a case, you've got a client, and regardless of the circumstances, your client comes to you and says, "Hey, I just got a call from the media. They would like to interview me for a piece coming up. What do you think?"
You know what? I wish I could talk about my cases, but I will not. But in general, I'm going to give a general scenario. The answer is it depends, but most of the time is don't talk to the media, don't get on social media. But I remember I got fired by a client because I would not allow that client to get on the media about the case. And the most interesting thing, she went to a lawyer that, in my opinion, was just. And the next thing I knew is I see him on TV and I'm not going to get. I don't want to get in the case because it'll tip it, but lost the case because just ruined the case because of what them being on TV. You just got to be careful what you do. Your lawyer can step up on TV and say something.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. In family law, I will tell you how many times I have so many times that my clients will either text or email or social media something that comes back to haunt them. So first and foremost, tell your attorney everything that you're doing. Right. And then secondly, follow the advice of the attorney to not do things that you shouldn't do, right?
Now let's remember, R. Kelly is saying he's innocent, and he's been acquitted once already for a crime of sleeping with a minor. So there is a target on his back, but he continues to say he's innocent. And in our society, ladies and gentlemen of the jury, he's innocent until proven guilty.
Have you ever had sex with anyone under the age of 7?
Yeah. Oh, this is it. Here.
Never.
No.
I believe I can fly. Yeah, that's R. Kelly. That's R. Kelly. Yeah, that is very interesting. But anyway, it was 2008. He was acquitted of child pornography charges and some other issues stemming from it.
It's interesting also when a person is acquitted of a case that gets a lot of publicity and the general sentiment is that they probably should have been convicted. Think O.J. Simpson, for example. After the acquittal, the person who was acquitted thinks, okay, now I can go on with my life. You know, the system worked. I wasn't proven beyond a reasonable doubt. They can't go back to their life. And the desire to, if he got off on that, let's get him for something else, really comes into play. There's a strong argument in the case of O.J. Simpson, for example, that the sentence he received for the act for which he was convicted in Las Vegas of was in some small part a sort of a payback for getting an acquittal back in the mid-'90s for the murder of Nicole Brown Simpson and Ron Goldman. Sort of, well, you didn't get sentenced harshly there. We're going to sentence you here, because his sentence could have been decades. It was a very convoluted sentence. He ended up getting out. He's now on parole. But the belief is that his previous acquittal and the bad taste in the mouth of the judiciary that
they got him for as much as they could get him.
Exactly.
Right?
Exactly.
They put him away for a longer period of time than most would have gotten.
So here's what we at Radio Law Talk, it just kills me sometimes is we can't get to everything. And this first hour, we really want to get to the issue of this lady, the Brittany Zamora, who was sentenced to 20 years in prison. I just don't think we can get to this in hour one. It's going to take 2 segments to do that. So I'm going to talk. Sorry, those of you that listen for 1 hour, but we're a 3-hour show. You can listen to us on our podcast, or you can go right to radiolawtalk.com and click on the Listen Live button if it's only 1 hour that you're listening to the show. Go listen live, and we're going to talk hour 2 about that. Let's switch and talk about Kevin Spacey's case the next segment, because this one's a little quicker to get through, and we want to talk to you guys about that. So join us in a few seconds here. We're going to talk about Kevin Spacey's case.
All All advertising for legal services on Radio Law Talk is strictly for the state or states in which the advertiser is licensed. For more information, go to radiolawtalk.com.
Not all law firms have extensive experience in all areas of the law. It's wise to look for firms that have knowledge and understanding in your particular area of concern. So go to prolawfirms.com. They have listings of attorneys in key areas of practice, such as family law, estate planning, personal injury, bankruptcy, and so forth. When you're looking for a lawyer that has extensive experience in your particular area of need, go to prolawfirms.com. That's prolawfirms.com.
ProLawFirms.com is not a law firm and does not endorse or recommend any specific law firm.
Jason Rosbach here with Fred Penny, managing attorney from Penny & Associates Injury Lawyers. Now, Fred, what type of cases are you dealing with now, and what sets you apart?
Jason, we help people with all types of personal injury cases. We're former insurance company trial lawyers. We understand the other side, which gives us a distinct advantage over our competition. Remember, we don't get paid unless we win.
That's Penny & Associates Injury Lawyers with locations throughout California. For a free consultation, go to pennylawyers.com or give them a call, 1-800-616-4LAW. That's PENNEY lawyers.com.
This is Denise Dirks. We can represent clients in divorce, legal separation, child and spousal support, custody, termination of parental rights, step-parent adoptions, guardianships, and even conservatorship matters. Call 1-877-886-7186 for a consultation.
The law offices of Denise L. Dirks provide family law services in Northern California. When the law affects your family, call 877-886-7186. The family of attorneys at Denise L. Dirks is here to help.
If you're one of those independent people who wants your own business and you love food service, we just might have a great opportunity for you. Iceberg Drive-Ins. Iceberg is famous for its thick shakes and delicious food. We lend you our supply chain and expertise, and you can potentially have a thriving, successful, fun business that your customers will love. Iceberg Drive-Ins has some prime areas available right now, so if you're interested, get in touch with us right away. Go to icebergdrivein.com and click on the Contact Us button. Iceberg Drive-In, ready to grow with you.
The cost of getting rid of garbage is high, and recycling products is lucrative. If you're a business or know of a business that needs an individual compactor or baler, call Northwest Compacting at 888-201-0911. If you already have an industrial compactor, baler, or shredder and need service, don't forget to call Northwest Compacting at 888-201-0911. Northwest Compacting, your full-service industrial compacting and baling company. Read more about them at northwestcompacting.com.
Many women have so many clothes in the closet, but then we go to get dressed and find we have nothing to wear. We've all been there. We all want to be comfortable and fashionable at the same time, and it's difficult to find clothing that makes that task effortless. But at Letty & Company, you can find trendy, comfortable clothing that is affordable. Things you want to wear every day. Shop with a purpose, online with free shipping. Just go to LETTYandcompany.com. LettyandCompany.com.
Life is full of bittersweet transitions. It's difficult to know how these changes will impact us over time. For some people, difficult transitions like retirement, divorce, or loss of a loved one can hit harder than expected and may contribute to feelings of hopelessness or even thoughts of suicide. The risk of suicide is even higher for men over 50 who served our country. Guys like me. That's why support from friends and family makes such a big difference. Every day, your actions could help save a life. Together, we got this. Learn how you can help save a life at veteranscrisisline.net.
You're listening to RadioLawTalk.com. And now back to your host, Frederick Penny.
Hey, we're talking about Kevin Spacey. Now, what's going on here? He's in Nantucket, right? And he's in Nantucket at a bar, and there is, notations, and generally speaking, I don't know if he's admitted it yet, but he's gay, and at least to some degree he may be. and I don't know if he's admitted it, so I don't want to say that, but
Kevin Spacey?
Kevin Spacey.
Yeah.
He has it this time. When the allegations first came out about misconduct, he gave a press conference, and he said, from this point forward, I have now chosen to live my life as a gay man.
Okay, so he's come out. All right, so apparently he's at this bar. There's this individual that is there. The individual tells Kevin Spacey that he's 23. His last name is Little. That's we're going to say the name Little. That's the individual, and he's claiming that Spacey groped him, stuck his hand down his pants, et cetera, right?
Yeah, he also says now that he's underage.
He was 18.
But Spacey was giving him drinks. He had worked there, got off of work, and then was sitting down with Spacey, and Spacey had given him drinks, and that he was underage at the time.
Underage for drinking.
Correct.
But he's not a minor. So he's 18. He's not a minor. So that comes an issue as to whether or not it was consensual flirting and et cetera, et cetera.
Right.
So apparently there's a picture taken. This is the scenario. And he's talking to his girlfriend. Hey, Kevin Spacey's here, and there's all these, and he gets his autograph, by the way. And then later on, he claims that he was sexually assaulted by Kevin, and he brings this lawsuit, a civil suit, and the prosecutors start bringing a criminal case. All right, so that's the kind of the scenario that's going on in this Kevin Spacey case, and this has been going on for years. 2016, July of 2016, they're trying to claim that's when this occurred. Kevin Spacey all along has said, look, this is not true. I'm innocent. Interesting things. They dropped it. Go ahead.
There was a concurrent civil case brought by Little against Kevin Spacey, and that was seeking damages.
Right.
And that case has subsequently been dropped by Little. And Little's mom is also, she's a reporter. A court reporter. She's the anchor, sorry.
Not a court reporter, yeah.
Yeah, no. She's a former WCVB anchor. Her name is Heather Unruh. And she was the one that was kind of behind pushing a lot of this along because she was very outraged by what she was told by her son had occurred.
Okay, so let's go through some facts here. Here's the facts that are important. Those of you who want to talk to us about this, 855-LAW-RADIO, or tweet us at Radio Law Talk. But this is interesting. So he has a phone. And the phone apparently has the picture of, Kevin's hand supposedly near him. So they take this phone, they do a Snapchat, not a snap, they do a
screenshot.
A screenshot of the phone. They send this information to the investigators at the police department. And by the way, the phone goes to the police department. Mom admits that she manipulates the phone. And when I say manipulate, she takes – now, we all know as lawyers, especially you, Todd, as a criminal lawyer, that is evidence that cannot be touched, and there's a chain of custody issue. What happened to it from the time the kid left that bar?
Now, it's important to understand here what the defense is accusing the victim and their mom of deleting and what the mom says she deleted. The mom says she deleted frat boy activities that she said had nothing to do with this. But the defense, in looking at the text messages that went back and forth between the victim and his girlfriend about the incident, there appear to be gaps in there where some of the texts just don't make sense. Contextually, it's there. And that's what they wanted. They wanted the actual cell phone so that they could conduct their own forensic exam. Now, look, if you have ever gone to Verizon, AT&T, anywhere that you go and you get a new cell phone, right? And they say, would you like us to transfer your data? And they go ahead and this is back in the day, they go ahead and they put your thing, you take your phone, they hook it up to what's called a Cellbrite machine, they took your new phone, and they transfer the data and goes through all of that. Well, law enforcement uses the same technology. It's a Cellbrite download, and it downloads all of the documentation, everything on your phone, pictures, texts that are still there. It even goes into the deleted space if it hasn't been rewritten, and it has information there. And apparently, I'm just reading the tea leaves, looking contextually, law enforcement never downloaded the contents of his phone before they gave it back.
And
they gave it back not to Little, but to Little's dad.
Okay, you have a chain of custody issue.
Yes.
When you take evidence in as an investigator and the police, you don't give it back to the family.
Do you know how many times I got questions when I was a DA? Hey, they took my phone in a DUI case. They took my phone after the accident. Can I get it back? You can get it back when the case is done.
It's over.
That's exactly
when
right.
it's done. Until then, it's going to be in evidence.
Okay, so let's finish up here. So on this issue, so now they've got that issue. Now they're saying, and the girlfriend, by the way, testifies and says, no, he never told me he was groped or anything like that. And then there's conflicting texts and all that stuff. So that's an issue. They can't find the phone. Stuff's been erased from the phone, which is the key evidence one of the key evidences here. And now, to top it off, Little, now this is a preliminary hearing. And Todd, why don't you explain very briefly what a preliminary hearing is?
So a preliminary hearing is where the prosecution goes before the judge and essentially says, hey, judge, here's our basic evidence. So if it goes to trial, we're not wasting a jury's time. And a judge looks at it and says, okay, I'm not making a determination whether you're guilty or not guilty. I'm just saying there's enough here that it can be determined by a jury, not me as a judge. The standard is very low, certainly not beyond a reasonable doubt. Some might even argue it's not even a preponderance. It's just, would a reasonable person look at this and say, yeah, we need to do a trial on it?
Yeah, because Spacey's not even there. He's not even at the trial. So
he's not.
Here's the other thing that's interesting. So then they go in and they don't have the phone, and if they did have the phone, it's manipulated. The girlfriend says nothing happened, and yet the pictures, what do you call it, the snaps?
The snapshot, the screenshots.
Screenshots are just kind of what they pick and choose to give to the investigator. And then to testify, and then the third thing is Little comes in and testifies, and the defense for Spacey goes, by the way, did you know it's a felony in this state if you tamper with or change any evidence? Did anything get changed on your phone? And then guess they take a break, and guess what happens when he comes back? I plead the fifth. So now he won't testify. So now they don't have the phone. What was on the phone was manipulated. Now the key guy will not testify. What do you think is going on in this case? Let me tell you this. Now here's what we as lawyers know. I'm sorry to be doing all the talking.
Go.
But I'm telling you, this is interesting to me. You read between the lines what judges say, right? You guys do that all the time. The judge will not tell you exactly, but read between the lines. Quote from the judge after Mr. Little takes the fifth. Well, without him, he turns to the prosecutors, without him, the Commonwealth will have a tough row to hoe.
That's not good for the prosecution.
So the prosecution has now asked for 1 week to step back and reassess what they're going to do. Don't forget, they dropped the civil case, which is a preponderance of the evidence, which is easier to prove. This is beyond reasonable doubt, the criminal.
But they're still going to have the main central problem, which is the phone is the actual evidence. Any backup of that phone is not the best evidence. And so most states have preclusions of evidence that does not fit within the best evidence rule.
Well, and another thing to keep in mind here is discovery. How much does the prosecution have to turn over, and when is it due? Now, the prosecution has to turn over everything that it intends to use at trial to the defense. There's no guarantee that has to be turned over prior to the preliminary hearing, though. So not everything needs to be turned over. There is one category of evidence that does, and that is exculpatory material. We could call it Brady evidence under Brady versus Maryland. This is evidence in the possession of the prosecution that tends to show that the defendant is not guilty. That has to be turned over. And if the argument here is that stuff was deleted after it was in police custody and turned back, and it wasn't turned over, that can be about grounds for dismissal.
Well, and it's not going to be turned over because the father, who was purportedly given the phone, says, I never received that phone. I don't know what it is, and I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
And it does sound like it does have something to do with the concurrent cases. Maybe they gave back the phone because the civil case was going on. Something happened, and it's just a very odd chain of custody issue.
So we're going to be back and talk about the Spacey case within the next few weeks. Stay with us throughout the week. We're always here every Saturday. Hey, next hour is coming up. If you're not listening to us from a radio station, go online at radiolawtalk.com. We'll be back.
You have been listening to RadioLawTalk.com,
a copyrighted presentation of Radio Law Talk Incorporated.
Liberty. So why are you letting other people tell you what's best for your health care? Exercise your freedom with Liberty Health Share. Liberty Health Share is a community of people who voluntarily share one another's medical costs. Members are able to take back the freedom to make their own decisions about their health care. Stop letting others tell you what to do. Call us at 855-58-LIBERTY for more information, or check us out online at libertyhealthshare.org. That's libertyhealthshare.org.
Now you can fly anywhere in the world and pay discount prices on your airline tickets. Book a flight today to London, Paris, Madrid, or anywhere else you want to go and pay a lot less guaranteed. Call the International Travel Department right now at Low Cost Airlines.
800-215-5141. 800-215-5141. That's 800-215-5141.